All right, so I've never streamed on YouTube before, so told a lot of people that I was gonna stream, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you should have did this a long time ago." Oh, don't mind this, by the way. It's my attic, so I come up here because it's like totally quiet. So don't worry about that. Basically, I'm gonna tell you my story, from present to past, so it's easier for everybody to understand. So that's how we're gonna do it. So without further ado, so presently. So, as a lot of you know, I'm a Kids for Cash victim. I did 12 and a half years for something I didn't do. Um, and I got out in 2017, March 16th, actually, precisely. And um, when I got out, it was 6 months of hardships. I didn't know really anything. I was like an infant to the world. It was hard for me to get jobs, relationships with people, whether romantic or friendships. And also just, it was weird. Like my first ever cell phone I bought in 2017, I was like so happy. I'm like, yeah, you know. Now I'm on my fourth, first ever iPhone, but three other Androids. So I'm here to share my story with people, and hopefully it's uplifting. Hopefully they can learn something, get advice. My main goal is to not have people feel like they're alone. And a lot of things I'm going to share on this stream is going to be sad. They're going to get people upset, like, "Oh my God, how could people do that to people?" But I'm just explaining this so that way people can see, hey, you can go through hell and still be a good person, like a legit 100% awesome person. You want the best out of life. So without further ado, so presently, um, I have a great life now. I've worked hard for it. I have a loving girlfriend. Her kids love me. Her grandkids love me. And it's just I'm happy. But that took hard work, and it took a couple ex girlfriends to learn. But um, with that being said, I I'm just very grateful for that. So that's present. So we're gonna rewind a few years. So like I said, I got out, lived with my dad for a little bit in North Carolina. That didn't work out because, well, he has his own personal issues. We'll just leave it at that. And I left, moved in to this place, and I eventually had a roommate. Her name, I'll just keep it unknown. And she was dating a guy who I worked with. And she taught me how to live with a woman. Very awesome person. Met her parents, great people, very loving. I gave her her privacy. I had my privacy. It wasn't like anything weird going on, but it was just nice. And then I moved in 2017. I moved, and then I helped out a friend, and they took advantage of me. And then I moved to West Virginia to help out my friend whose husband was dying. So then after I helped them, and he eventually passed away, unfortunately, a great man, I moved back to PA, and I lived with this couple, and they had three kids, and I babysit all the kids for free. They just took advantage of me, like charged me $600 a month for rent. I slept on their couch. I had to take care of their animals. I had to do their laundry. Like, and I could barely eat anything. It was disgusting. And I knew this person for 15 years, but just because he met a woman, had a kid with her, you know how society is these days. It's bad. So I cut off ties with him. So then I went and I lived with his aunt. Well, she decided to be nuts, and literally, and so I moved out of there and moved in with a former coworker and her mom. It was great, and then this person who took advantage of me, who I left, he started this bullshit drama, bring the cops up there for no reason. They didn't want me to leave, but the gated community that they lived in had me leave. So what happened was I became homeless for 11 days. 9 days in a shelter, 2 days out in the streets. It was something, but I did it. You know, held high, and I met a lot of great people. See, when you're homeless, you meet a lot of people that are great because they're appreciative of life. And I'm still friends with a lot of these people on Facebook and such. Great people. So then I moved in with a friend from high school, I lived with him, his girlfriend, well, then became his ex, and his 3 kids. Well, that turned sour because eventually I would give him rent money every month. I got a place of my own. Then I had them move in because, I paid respect to him. Like, he let me move in with him, so I let him move in my place. Well, then he started to take advantage of me, and him and another guy, $400 a month of rent. Yeah, wasn't cutting it. And my girlfriend that I met in late October, we started dating in November. Great woman, by the way. I have nothing bad to say about her. So she's like, "What are you doing? Like, you pay $750 in rent. You pay the Wi-Fi bill, which is $150 because they want um, fast Wi-Fi and stuff. And they're like, you pay errands and all this stuff. Like, come live with me. We'll split the bills." And I did. I moved in December, mid-December. No, yeah, mid-December of last year, and it's been good ever since. Like, we split the bills. Like, she's a woman of her word, and she's also older, which was is a plus because I don't date people my age or a little bit younger because they're immature. So that's for sure. So going a little bit back, I'm sorry I'm going all over the place a little bit, but when I was in placement, I got a female pregnant. She got out and she had the baby. I went to see my son. He was born June 20th, 2014 at 9:34 in the morning. He was 22 inches, 7.9 ounces. Well, 6 months, when he was 6 months old, she verbally abuses him. She was living with her mother called CYS. CYS put no contact order on me because of I was in placement and that my false accusations of why I was a kids for cash victim, because it was all proven false. Well, in 2016, July, I lost my parental rights because I was on meds and they manipulated me. CYS said, "Oh, we have evidence against you." Come to find out, after I wrote over my parental rights, because my public defender's like, "Oh yeah, sign them over. It's the best choice," not knowing that she was on CYS's side, which I think is to this day so crazy. Called a lawyer a week later. She says, "Honey, what are you doing? You have no criminal record because you're a kids for cash victim," which she is correct. I have no criminal record whatsoever. So what happened was I'm going to try to get my parental rights back. But the worst thing is that when my son was 3.5 years old, his mother, rest in peace, she passed away in 2018 of fentanyl overdose. She told my son, and so did her mother, that daddy died in a car wreck with 3 of his friends. They hit a telephone pole, wrapped around a telephone pole, car exploded, everybody burned to death. Meaning, said to my son that I died, which, as you can see, I'm alive and well. So every year is hard for me. I am trying to get him back. I just have to go in priority. Like, I have to sue the state mental hospital. I was in Pennsylvania for 9.5 years for nothing. That's another story. I have documentation from a doctor. The courts didn't take that because they believe my therapist, which he was a freaking kook. And he testified, court says Matthew Miller is not psychologically or mentally disabled. I have the paperwork to prove it. Then, when I did get out in 2017, I got Social Security wanted to see me because I was getting SSI. So psychologists wanted to see me. So I did. And they cut me off my SSI and gave me my mom's death benefits because my mom passed away in 2001. That's why I moved to Pennsylvania, originally from New York, upstate. Well, sorry, it's a little bit late at night. So that happened, and I have a letter from Social Security deeming, it was dated August 17, 2017. Matthew Miller is not disabled by our rules and laws. So there you go. Another proof. So I'm going to sue them for money. And then that money I use, I'm going to get my son back and also better my life. My girlfriend is going to help me get him back. And so is her daughter. If her daughter can make it out with us, because it's a 5-hour drive out by Pittsburgh in Westmoreland County. So yeah, so I deal with that, and it's really tough every June, but I have good people now in my life, so can't say anything bad on that. So so that's that with that. Prior to my placement, growing up, childhood wise, I I was abused in every which way you can think of. My mom would beat me, try to chase me with knives. It was terrible. And her boyfriend used to beat me and everything, and that was terrible. And then my dad's friend's stepdaughter molested me. That was terrible. And you know, so that's what happened. And my mom died in 2001 at a very young age because she didn't take care of herself from type 1 diabetes. I don't have type 1 diabetes. I won't because it skipped my generation. So, um, when I, so that being said, so I moved to Pennsylvania in 2001, got put away on July 2nd of 2004, got out when I was 29 on March 16th, 2017. You know, a lot of people can see on Google if you type in Kids for Cash, Matthew Miller, hit the search, then you hit Survivors of Severe Here and React, you hit that, brings you Fox 56. That's my story. I'm 10 steps, and you can play the video or watch or read the story. So that's that. So, I mean, again, this is my first ever live stream on YouTube, so bear with me on this. But like I said earlier, I want to talk to people about what I went through to help them. My story can help others. And a lot of people that know me, that I've met along the way, whether on PlayStation Online, my United Kingdom friends, I have a really big supporter. We'll just call him the Geordie American. He'll know who I'm talking about. Um, you know, and the people I met in the past out by Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they know who they are, you know, especially, I'm not going to say any names, so I'm just going to give a hint. It's a person that I love to sit on the porch with and smoke cigarettes with. She knows who she is, but we still talk here and there. And I still keep in contact with a lot of friends, family. um I talk to my uncle. He is mainly my biological support, like my only really support, because my dad pretty much total opposite of me. And my girlfriend's family that's all I have. And honestly, that's all I really need. I'm not into that. Have a big circle, you know what I mean? Small circle, less drama. People that know me know this. So I'm just gonna keep this short because again, this is my first stream, and I have to come up with any more ideas. And anybody has comments, you can, ask anything because I'm a very honest person. I'll tell you anything you want to know. And and if you want me to talk about anything, I will. So I really appreciate you guys' broadcast or you guys' attention, geez. And thank you. Take care.